everybody. Welcome to another episode of Vision One Media Artist Shoutout. My name is Ella Beth. I am going to be your host, as always, and I'm really excited about this week's podcast, and I always smile saying that because I know I say it every week, but I really am excited about this week. So this artist is an artist that I found on Atlanta Music Junkies page. Shout out Atlanta Music Junkies. We love y'all. We love you. Thank you for your work. And I was really inspired by both their songwriting and just like the way that they are online, you know, like that pretty much what you see is what you get online. There's lots of personality. It's kooky, it's funny, it's sweet. And I just kind of felt like, I feel like I know this artist already. So I decided to hit them up and bring them in. And they're here with me today. So without further ado, okay, KENEDI, welcome to the show. So tell me about Okay, KENEDI. Okay. How did
Yeah. There you go.
That's it. Is that the regular answer when people ask that?
That was an accident.
Oh, okay.
But it went over
now
well.
It can be, right?
Yeah.
So what got you into music in the beginning?
I was kind of born into music. My family was musical. My dad's side was. My grandmother played piano for the church. My dad did a bunch of music. He toured for a little bit with the college band.
I think there's a big piano in your house, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
Okay.
I inherited that from my grandmother when she died.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so that's my inheritance from her. And so she gave me my first piano lessons before I started taking from teachers. And so I grew up around it. And I remember when I was really little, I don't know what inspired me to do it or what struck me to do it, but I would carry around this little journal. When kids start writing scribbles and not real words, like 5 or 6 years old. And I would go sit outside and I would just write my little songs. And so I have little books that say KENEDI songs from when I'm 5 and 6. I still have them in storage. So It's hard for me to like pinpoint when I started because I feel like I just always have been like writing and doing music and things. So yeah, it's just part of who I am.
Okay. Oh, that's so cool. I love that you I also will inherit a piano one day, which is really cool. I like that. It's great. It's a great thing to have.
Yes, it is. It's very nice.
Yeah, you can pass it on and great memories. So growing up, music in your musical family and being musical through your childhood and stuff, what were your influences? Like, what would you say, who would you say influenced you?
Well, this is the where it'll get you, okay? Because I grew up with like music being very much a part of my church. My dad was a small pastor, whatever, so I was never allowed to listen to secular music. So
you know me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally.
So we can connect on this, right? So
wait, how did you get around that? What did you do? Because I know you had your tricks. Did I.
You get your little. I got my first little iPod Shuffle.
Okay, yeah.
And I started ripping songs off YouTube that my friends would tell me about. I just walk around and be like, "Tell me about a song that you like," and I'd go home and illegally download it and onto my iPod Shuffle. And that's how I had to do it. You know, it's like drugs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna. So okay, now I did ask you like, tell me about your influences, but you know what? Don't tell me their names because now you just told everyone you ripped this.
I know. I had to get it somehow. You know?
Okay, so I also grew up in a fairly religious. My dad wasn't the pastor of the church. He was the worship leader.
Okay.
So I also grew up in church, and I wasn't allowed to listen to secular music either. So what I would do was when I was 12 years old, I got a radio for my birthday. It was my birthday present. It was pink and I was so excited. And I wait till my mum and dad had gone to sleep and I turn it way down low and then I turn the radio to like the secular stations and I just like press my ear up there and be listening.
Yeah. You gotta get it somehow. You gotta look for it somehow.
I know. Well, you know what? Something must have sunk in because, you know, now people like this. And there's a lot of us here in the South. There's a lot of people who grew up in the church and grew up only listening to Christian music and now become, you know, artists with a secular following and stuff. But yeah, no, we all had, obviously it had an impact because we're all doing what we're doing now. So
doing what we were told we shouldn't do. Yeah. Yeah. We became the makers of the thing we couldn't get on our own.
Right,
so, yeah. So if you want me to have it, I'll make it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That, I mean, yeah, creation, it's a desperation, isn't it?
It is.
So here we are. So tell me about your songwriting. You said that as a young person you were writing it a lot as a child.
Okay.
Do you have like a memory or a moment when you're like, oh, like I'm really proud of you, like the first song that you really was like, okay, this is a song?
Yeah, I don't know. I wrote, I'm really, really bad at talking about my feelings. And I think I write songs to help process that. It's my way of getting whatever I feel inside out into the world, and so I can be at peace with it. But I wrote, like I was saying, 5, 6 years old. I just kept writing. I never intended anybody to hear those songs. It like wasn't even a thought in my mind. And when I was like 19, Michaela, you met her. She's my bass player and kind of helps manage me. She was the first person to ask me, like, do you write songs? And I said yes, and I showed her some. She's like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. We should like help you put them out in the world. And that's kind of what started my journey into where I am today. And we went through a lot of different phases and different things. But I think when I was actually in 2021, I was singing some songs I had written and at a Smith Soul bar. I don't know if you're familiar in Atlanta.
I haven't been yet, but like legends play there. You've played there, so I'm like, I want to go. I want to go. I want to sing on the stage, but I also really want to go.
It's like famous for John Mayer and stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
And I tried for so long, and it just wasn't picking up traction. And I was like, I need to be like a real adult now, and I need to make some kind of substantial income. So I made a decision that by December 2021, I was just going to call it quits. So that was the last show I had booked in September 2021. I was playing Smith Soul Bar. The lineup hadn't been like the best, and this guy had released his record. He was super young, and I was asked to come headline so that he could open. And all his friends and family came. And then when he was done, they all left. And I had like maybe 5 or 6 friends there, and that was it. That was everyone that was in the venue. And I was like, well, this is probably my last show and no one knows it yet. So I'm gonna play the heck out of this show. I'm just gonna give it my all. And I did. And it just so happens that Dan Hannon, who's my producer now, was in the back of the room, and he had come to see the opening act, but had heard my first song and decided to stay. And then he approached me at the end of that night and was like, I want to work on something with you. And that started our relationship. But had he not been there, I wouldn't be here. Like, I would have quit by December. That was my last show in the books. So I think it really became real to me, my songwriting, when I started recording in Muscle Shoals, Alabama with him. And I know that that's like a long time, but I felt like for a long time I was just grasping at air, just trying this thing.
Right.
Until somebody came along, like a legitimate crew of people, and solidified that what I was doing was something real. And so then it meant something to me because it was concrete. I was like in Muscle Shoals recording things I had written with a professional team that by some act of fate had seen me before I quit, and we were really doing the thing.
You were doing wow.
And so in that studio, I was like, oh my gosh, we're like doing the thing. Like, this is actually real now. I'm not a kid in the woods writing songs. I'm not just doing it by myself and no one knows about it. I'm not hopelessly trying. This is a real thing that I'm doing.
Right. People are believing in you, and I just want to, like, first of all, I love that story, and it's true for many artists, but I just want to, like, honor that you kept going. Like, especially when at the point that you're at, you're like, this is my last show and no one knows it. He could have come up to you and talked to you and you kind of being like, oh yeah, that's cool. And just it let, like, go over your head, or not really. You could have just left that interaction there. Yeah. But the fact that you were like, it's not over yet. Like, it's not done. I'm not done yet. I love that for you.
Well, to be completely transparent, we totally blew him off. I did. I was like,
hi, bye.
Well, you know how it is. Like, a lot of people in Atlanta, they come up to you and they're like, I make beats in my bedroom. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm quitting after this. So I thought that's who this guy was. I had no idea who Dan Hannon was or what he looked like. Yeah. So he came up to me and I was like, yeah, go talk to Michaela. She does a bunch of managing. Like, leave me alone. Then she was like, he's kind of sketchy. I don't know. So they went out and talked, and she got his number. But he was persistent. He kept a follow up. And I think maybe had he not been like so dedicated to his follow up, I don't even know if I would have actually agreed to ever meet him.
Right.
So I think I owe a lot to him. And he saw something in me I didn't see in myself, and he was faithful enough to be persistent in that. And so, like, cool. I always credit Dan for OK Kennedy, because quite literally I would not be like in this chair or any of these songs out if it wasn't for him and him being there, and then his persistence and not letting me just blow him off. Because I feel like most people, if I had blown them off, would have been like, okay, whatever, I'm moving on to the next person.
Yeah.
I was a jerk.
Yeah,
I was.
I see both sides of the coin. I'm like, as a fellow artist, you get off the stage, and of course, like that's prime time. Everyone wants to come and say that was amazing. I love you. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Your music really affects me. Yeah. And that's the time when you just want to be like, can I just go into a bubble for 20 minutes and just like a very quiet bubble, So I totally feel you on that. But yeah, good on Dan for also like following through. That's really awesome.
Yes.
That's badass. So he's the one that you've done these 3 songs that you've put out.
Yes.
With? Okay, all right.
He's the producer, and I'm working with 2 other guys. Michael Shane Wright, he's in Muscle Shoals. He owns the studio I've been recording at. Super cool studio, too. It's like in this beautiful house, so it's like a very cozy environment, but also has like amazing equipment that I couldn't even like start to name because I'm not an equipment person at all. I just know it's very cool.
Yeah.
And then Jared Pershibish, he's from Nashville, but he's been engineering and he does some writing and playing on the record.
Cool. So, mentioned the record.
Yeah.
So tell me like about that. You've got 3 singles out. We'll come back to that, but you've got a record coming out.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. And
you have to be a little tight-lipped because we don't know like.
I don't know everything, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I know it's on its way very soon.
Woo-hoo.
Didn't hear from me, but sometime around the fall.
Woo!
Yeah.
I love this. I love being like. I mean, I know we're Vision One Media Artist Shoutout isn't like the first ones to hear about it, but like it's also always cool to get a little bit of like
something.
Yeah, come on, like tell me a little bit.
Well, the plan was just kind of like decided on recent, like in the last few weeks. So you really are the first person to like know that it's going to be coming out around the fall.
Okay.
So
Woo!
There you go. Vision One Media.
Cool. Well, thank you. Glad that you chose us. Honored. So tell me about the 3 singles that you've released. You have Young, Dumb and Naive.
Right.
Let's go through them. Okay, so Young, Dumb and Naive is it's fun bop with a kind of very, very sad lyricism.
I do that.
Yeah. I like well, like joyful sounding sad lyrics.
Yeah.
It's
like a paradox almost.
Yeah, paradoxical dichotomy. So tell me about it. Tell me about like the process of writing that and the video, because the video is cool. I just love when you dump all the glitter all over the table.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah, that song was cool. I think we were at a rehearsal for a show, and I had the idea for like the little guitar lick that's in the middle, and I started playing it, and I was like, this would be a really cool song. And I've been through like a lot of family conflict around that time, and I think that as you get older, you kind of just, the whole adage of just pick your battles, and I felt like maybe, it's just loving the person in front of me is way more important than trying to be right about something. And sometimes it's best just to agree to disagree for the sake of like peace. And so I felt like where I was with my family was we just need to agree to disagree. Like, and that's the chorus, right? And just like, remember how it used to be when we weren't always fighting and things weren't always so like this. And so I ended up writing the song. I think I stepped outside while everyone was setting up, and I propped up a little phone on a car and just started writing in the parking lot while the rest of the band was setting up inside.
Wow.
Then I went home and finished it after rehearsal, and it was super easy to write because I don't know, it was just fresh on me. And so then I actually did a little bit of my own like. I hate to call it like pre-production because it's very minimal, like in GarageBand, but I just gave some ideas to what I thought it might sound like. We took it into the studio, and Dan was like, we got to do that one. Like, that's really cool. And then, of course, they just exploded it. And then Elena Booth helped with the music video, and I thought it was really, really cool because a lot of people that hear it are like, they have this preconceived notion that it's about like a lover or something, and then they see the music video and it's this family, and they're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that's really resonated with people. But I love that music video.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like a disassociation between the fight of the family, but also like, the kids are like, man, can we just get it? Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Mommy's all right.
Yeah.
Daddy's all right.
True. And we're having a party while they're fighting. And
it's really cool. I and that's the thing. Like, I like that, like you said, what do you say, the juxtaposition? No.
Yeah.
Yes, what the actual subject matter is as to what it could be like heard as. I think that's really interesting.
And I love that about songwriting.
Yeah.
I might write a song for one reason, but really it's about what you hear, right? When you write a song, because I might mean it this way, but you heard it this way because that's what you needed from that song.
Right.
And so I think it's cool no matter what you think it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't think about it as a pet goldfish, but
if
you
you
want
need
to,
it.
that's okay.
That's okay.
If
that's all
what
right.
you need.
If that's what you need, you hear it that way.
Love that. So tell me about best dresser, better dresser, good dresser,
better.
dress
Good
better. I swear. I look.
You're going to do this to all of them, are you?
No.
They're all getting renamed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yours are fun. Way more fun.
There's like Taylor versions of the song, like the Ella versions. It's the song's the same, the title's just changed.
You got the message every time. It's just, who cares about
So
that?
I love this song in particular because there's a lyric that I like about thrifting, and I am such, like, everything I'm wearing is thrifted. Like, I love
Very
thrifting.
cool.
Yeah. So tell me, I assume that's kind of less metaphorical. That's about someone that you met who liked to thrift. And,
Yeah. So I had COVID. I had COVID like 4 times.
Oh,
And I know, it sucks.
Damn.
Yeah.
My condolences. That's
Yeah.
rough.
So I was, you're sick at home and you're like wearing nothing but the same like sweatpants for 4 days in a row. And then I was like, I like feel terrible because I like to get up and get dressed and leave my house. And so to be stuck inside in the same pajamas, or I think I wore the same hoodie for at least a week because I felt so bad. I was like, I hate the way I look right now.
It's not on like
I know, crying. And so I looked in the mirror one day and I was like, I need to like, you're just stuck at home and you get depressed and you're like, I miss the outside world and I miss feeling well.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I miss like real pants. I miss putting on real pants. And so I needed to write a song to make me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just started looking through my phone at pictures and was like, I started dressing better. Like when all these people in my life started coming to be like, you would look good in these kind of pants. You should wear these shoes. Like this will look good on you, because I didn't care about what I wore before someone was like, why don't you try this? And then my friends started buying me things and all kinds of stuff. So I really wrote Dress Better to cheer myself up. And to thank for my glow up here. And and I have like Sarah, the drummer, she thrifts me things all the time. My friend Michaela bought me these dock boots. My friends buy me clothes and things. So I'm like, I'm thankful that people cared about my fashion before I did, because now I care about it too.
Yeah.
And they big into thrifting, and thrifting was a huge deal. Like right before COVID happened, like we were all going to Goodwill and stuff, and so I threw thrifting in there because they're thrift. I don't know. I never thrifted before. I just put on a t-shirt and jeans like the song said.
And just leave the house.
Yeah, and I thought I was looking good too. I was like, this t-shirt, I've worn it 5 times in this week, and so I'm fine with that. Like, I don't know. It's crazy how when you grow up, you start changing. Like what you wear changes, and it changes with the people around you and people that you love telling you, hey, like those went out of style a long time ago, and you're still wearing them, and that's not okay.
But also that is true. Like, or even worse, like not only did those go out of style, but you've been wearing them for so much, like they're so ratty and tatty. I know you're attached to them, but throw them in the bin.
Get rid of those.
Get them away. But I also like when family and friends, like when they know you and they buy stuff for you, it's like, oh, like I can tell there was like so much love and thought put into that, because it's very me. I didn't know it was me until you gave it to me, and like, yes, of course I'll wear that.
Yes, and now half of my wardrobe isn't even things I bought for myself. It's things everyone else bought for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that should concern me or if it's a compliment. It's like, you need help. Like, so I'm going to buy this for you because you need help. Now I have stylists who help me, so now I'm just professionally helped.
So you have stylists on the OK Kennedy team?
I do. They live in LA. Their names are Siobhan and Kelly. And
hi, Siobhan and Kelly.
Hello, Siobhan.
Thanks for everything you do.
Yes, shout out to them.
Yeah.
So now they're like, hey, this is your color palette, and they help me pick a new hairstyle to make me look more put together, and so that was really nice.
Cool.
So now I got my whole life together. I dress better, and I have stylists, and I'm wearing more than just jeans and a t-shirt. Even though this is kind of just like an elevated t-shirt.
Yeah, but elevated is okay. It's like it's like when you put
sleeves.
Yeah, it's like when you put like truffle oil on pizza.
Yeah, I'm just truffle oiled now.
What are you wearing? It's truffle oil. It's vintage.
You smell it. That was a good one. That was a good one. These docks, they're just laced in truffle oil. That's all it is.
At least it's bougie,
Yeah.
It's bougie.
It's bougie. It's supposed to be.
I'm crying.
You got yourself with that one. You got me too, but you really got yourself.
That was my bad. All right, I'm crying. Okay, so now that you dress better.
Yes.
as it were. Do you feel like that has either had an effect on your artistry as a musician, or do you feel like how you dress on the outside now reflects what you do?
Both and, I think.
Okay.
I feel way more. It's weird, but I feel like after I went through the whole stylist thing, and I actually did start dressing better and wearing things that I really like, that captured the vibe I wanted. I didn't know how to do that by myself, so I kind of just spent time talking to the stylist, and they helped me with that, and put some of their own artistry into it and things. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I not only have things to say and songs to write, but I'm delivering that message without saying anything based on appearance.
Right.
And not to say that appearance is everything, because I don't think it is, but there's something to be said about, I don't know,
being a brand, per se,
and looking like an artist.
Right.
Yeah. And,
because everything complements each other,
Yeah. And Dan he does a lot of artist mentorship with me. And he's always like, when you walk into a room, people should not wonder who the artist is. They should look at you and go, that looks like an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think I didn't have that. And I think maybe that's why everyone was subtly trying to help me for so long. Then I got helped a little bit in the elevator. Then I got the stylist, and it kind of threw it over the top. And now I notice when I go to an event or something, people aren't like, I wonder who the artist is. They just come right up and they just know, you know. And I think it's because any artist that you love or that you know, you can they have a certain vibe. They carry themselves a certain way. They wear certain things. And they look like an artist,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
And I needed help getting there because I could not do it on my own.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I mean,
but we're here.
Right, yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you feel like your new style, as it were, are you comfortable? You like it?
I love it.
Cool.
I do. I love the shorter hair because I can take a nap on the bus from one show to the other and look up, not looking like I don't know, went through a tornado or something.
That is, you know what? I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think about that a lot now.
Shout out to Patty, who does my hair. She'll just
Patty the hairstylist.
Love her. Because I swear, I just run a comb through this, and it's not styled like now, but I can still I don't know, I can still pull it off, and it's okay.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with short. I don't find that with bangs so much, but I do know with short hair. You can pull it back, just slick it back a little bit, just clip it back. It's cute. It's above the shoulders, just
Yeah, I love it, and I'm not as hot because I'm hot-natured. I get hot really easy.
Right.
I don't know. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay cool.
Thank you. I'm trying to, especially as summer comes around.
Woo! So what's your favorite? This is not a question that I ask everyone, but while we're here, what is your favorite summertime activity?
Summertime activity? Well, I'm going to the beach with my friends, so
okay.
I think that's gonna. I mean, I love the beach.
Okay.
I love the ocean. I am the person that will swim way out into the ocean
and just float there.
Yes. Yeah. With the dolphins and sea creatures. And I love the fact that it could kill you. It could.
See, that's really interesting for me. I'm from Australia, and for me, everything, not only in the ocean but on the ground, every wild animal,
it could kill you.
It could kill you in Australia. So I have I love the ocean too. I love to sit on the beach and watch the waves, and I like to get up to about waist deep, and then I'm like,
I'm done.
A shark could get me about this way.
Yeah.
So I really love for you that you just go out there and float.
Just float. I do. My grandfather was in the Navy, and so and he lived in Florida for a long time, and so when I used to go to Florida with them every summer, and he and I early mornings would go out and just swim along the coast. So he taught me how to swim, and we would. So maybe it's sentimental for me, too.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's really cool. I do love a good beach day. I really. Do you ever shoot the hooch?
As in the tubing?
Yeah.
I am going in literally 2 weeks.
Congratulations.
I've never shot the hooch before.
It's really fun.
Is it?
That's my favorite summertime activity.
Okay. I've done the Helen one.
Okay.
But I've not shot the hooch.
It's a little bit, it's deeper, so it's not quite as bumpy. Yeah. It's pretty chill.
Well, I have a vlog of the last one.
Okay. I'll have to go and find that.
It's hilarious.
Okay,
it's hilarious. And then, so we're going to recreate it, but at a different river this time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you'll like it. It's really nice. Very cold. It's a juxtaposition because your butt is in the middle of the tube, and your butt is numb because the water's so freaking cold. But the rest of you is just baking like a shrimp in the sun. You
ever jump out and just cool off in the water, get back in?
I don't know why I didn't do that. I probably will do that this summer because the great thing about that river there's no sharks in there, so I could do that and not have to worry about it.
You won't be eaten alive.
Yeah.
No,
I don't ever worry that a shark would come up and like bite my butt or my toes. I just worry that if I'm fully submerged, it's going to get me. Isn't that weird?
Sounds like you watched a lot of movies.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun,
Yes.
dun, dun.
I'm more freaked out by river creatures. You know?
Now that you say that, now I'm like, oh, what can get me here in America? There aren't gators up here, though, right? There's no gators in Georgia. It's too cold.
I don't think so. There may be.
You say that now.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just like, have you ever been like a river aquarium, like where the whole thing's based around river creatures?
No, but that sounds awesome.
I went to one in Chattanooga, and
Okay.
it's to me, it's more scary than the ocean creatures.
Okay.
And it's the fact that like in the ocean, you know, there's depths, like you walk out ankle deep and then like thigh deep, and then with the river you just jump in there, you know, and they're all there. They're just all there always. Like I know a shark's not going to come up ankle deep, but
right.
in a river you don't really have that. So
crawfish's going to come along. Oh, bite your ankles off.
they got some big like fish in there with teeth.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
No, don't tell me that.
They do. You gotta go. You gotta look them up. Look, Google like river creature threats.
River creature.
Yes.
It's gonna give me nightmare. I'm not gonna.
It's scary. It's
I might have to change my birthday plan now. Or instead just get one of those blow up dinghies, you know. So I'm just all inside the plastic. I could put my fingers in if I wanted.
Yeah, and nothing will get you there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's scary. It can be scary.
That is interesting. I'll go home and do that and freak
Be
myself
careful.
out. Yeah. Be careful. River threats.
Yes. I think river threats are a real thing. Even though people dumping bodies in the river and stuff. I watch a lot of true crime.
Yeah. I'm not going to go and Google that. I won't Google that in the Chattahoochee.
No. Don't Google that. But I'm just saying, it's like Lake Lanier in Forsyth County. Like, that's always got like flesh-eating disease, and they're always finding like bodies in that lake.
I have heard that.
Yeah, they made like a horror film about it recently. That's how bad it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's real.
Lake Lanier is freaky.
I feel like that could be some excellent songwriting fodder, you know? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
It could be.
If you're willing to risk your life for it.
Go in a dinghy in the middle of the lake and just write a song.
Look how brave I am.
This may or may not end well. Yeah. It might not end at all. We don't know.
It typically doesn't end well. So,
interesting. So,
it's Lake Lanier.
Yeah. So going from water and its danger to one birthday behind.
You got it. Yes. You got it.
I deserve some applause for that. All right. So tell me about One Birthday Behind. Again, it's a pretty song, and your voice is like stunning, really, truly. Like your voice in the recording is stunning. But again, it is kind of a sad song. So
it is a sad song.
Tell me about it.
I had a friend that it was very, very close to me for several years, about 4 or 5, and they didn't have a good relationship with their family, so they spent every holiday with me and my family. So Christmas, Thanksgiving, you know, all of them. And to my friend group in general, birthdays are a big deal. So for this friend's birthday, we would always like take them on trips to a different city.
Cool.
And that was kind of the tradition, which you can tell in the song, you know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, circumstances happen, life happened, and that person's no longer in my life. And it's just strange how like 1 year or for several years, there's a day on the calendar that has significant meaning for a very, very long time, such as a birthday. Yep. And then stuff happens and the next year it's just another day. And so I had spent this person's birthday without them, and I didn't even realize it for the first time until that night, you know, when Facebook has to remind you that it's everyone's birthday. Then I went, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that this was their birthday. And like, for 5 years, I have we haven't even been here. Like I went and did stuff with them, and so I think that One Birthday Behind was kind of like my journal of that night. Like it was the only way I knew how to process living in that person's birthday that I love so much and was so close to my friends and family and close to my life for a very long time without them. Right. And I think after saying that, you can go back and listen to the song and hear all the little things.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I threw math into it, because I hate math.
That is a really interesting line. I also hate math. And I was like, is my math okay? How's my math doing?
Yeah, how am I doing with my math?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, because it just worked out that way. I mean, it really was 4 birthdays, 3 best friends, 2 different states we had been in for all those birthdays. And as I counted down those things, I went, wow, it works. Like, it's really like in line, 4, 3, 2, 1. I went, what's the last thing I could say? One explanation was I loved you. And so I did all these things.
Yeah.
And then I went back, I think the birthday that I missed would have been the 5th. So that was, I would have spent 5. And then I just decided to count back down through all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so my friends and I had made this big plan that for that 5th birthday that we did miss, we were going to take them to the Carolinas in a van because they love mountains. And so I decided to write that into the second verse. I plan to take you to the Carolinas in a van. And I try really hard not to be a bitter person, because life happens and, you know, people make decisions, and I've probably done that to someone else. So I think that's why I wrote it less. And there's obviously some, I hate that this happened in the song. How am I doing with my math? It's probably one of those. But I wanted to make I don't know, like I would have sent a postcard, you know, because I still love them.
Right.
And I plan to take you to the Carolinas, but I hope someone else takes you. Yeah. Because I hope you still get to go.
Yeah.
I wanted to make it endearing, but it's bittersweet. But also I was upset that it happened. So I tried to, like, I don't know, accumulate all those things I felt into one song. Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't, and it's interesting because listening to it, you can tell like there's a boatload of emotion.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel. First of all, I feel like a lot of songs, when songs have countdowns in them, any sort of countdown, it could be 99 bottles of beer on the wall. I feel like any of those kinds of songs, it's a little bit contrived, but because you end your countdown section with like a rhetorical question that almost could sound like a little bit like Barbie, it makes it so real, you know, like it just in that question alone. So I think I really love that song. I think you've done an incredible job. I hope you're really proud of it.
I am. It was hard to write because I did feel so many things. Yeah. But I think that the way it ended up produced, it really brought to life all those things I felt. I think I'm really, really fond of the bridge because, and I don't know how like geeky you want to get, but the bridge where I'm singing like, how did I end up with numbers like that, all that. My producer was like I like that melody, but I'm not sure. Let's try different ones. And I ended up going into the vocal booth at like 2 a.m. and I sang like a bunch of different variations of how I could sing that. And he was like, I don't know, none of them are like sticking as like the lead vocal to me. And then he's like, let's just try something. And he just turned all of them on and put them all at different volumes. And if you listen really closely in the track, there's just tons of me singing a bunch of different takes of that. And none is necessarily the lead vocal. There's one I choose to sing when I do it live because there's not 30 of me singing all this. But and for some reason doing that in the production was like, God, it sounds like you're trying to run through a wall, and that's how I felt. And so I thought that was really cool to me. So it's just like a fun little fact that there's just not necessarily a lead vocal in the bridge. It's just a bunch of outtakes of me doing a bunch of different variations, all turned to different volumes, and it worked. And I don't think in many cases it could have worked, but it did work for that one. And I think that was really cool.
That's dope. Yeah. That's super badass. I was actually just in the studio yesterday, and I was just thinking about layers upon layers upon layers upon layers. Yeah, that's cool. And I like that when you do the live version, you know, you went with the lead vocal that you wanted, but you also have the opportunity to just take it wherever you want to go on any given performance, which I think is
nothing's
super cool.
wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because cool. Everything that you recorded is you. So that's really cool. So now that we've talked a little bit about your recent releases, we know that there's an album coming out sometime in the fall. Very exciting. What else do you have lined up for the rest of 2023?
I'm trying to play as much as possible.
Okay.
I'll be doing a few shows in Alabama in July. Mm-hmm. And I'm going on a small Florida run of like 4 cities in August. And I don't know. I want to play as much as possible. And I've played a lot in Atlanta, so I'm trying to maybe get out of Atlanta a little bit and play more towards the southeast, maybe go west a little.
Cool.
And then I'll be headed back to the studio shortly to start working on album 2.
Nice. Okay.
Already planning on it. So
Excellent, excellent. Cool. And you've got some tracks lined up for it?
I have a few in the pocket.
All right,
and if anyone's ever been to a live show, they could probably guess a few. So we'll make it a mystery, but I bet you'll be able to figure it out. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Oh, well, that's so exciting. I'm so excited to hear about that. I'm definitely going to be at some Atlanta shows in July.
Yes.
Can you, actually, we'll do that afterwards. We're going to go straight into my favorite part of the interview, which is the lightning round.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so what is your favorite sound in the world?
Rain.
Rain. Oh, I like that one. Nice. Okay. What is the one song that somebody else wrote that you always hear and you thought, man, I wish I wrote that song?
I was hoping you would ask me this.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited.
How Far I'll Go by Moana. In Moana Move. I said it because I have two little nieces, and that song is, they live for that song.
Right. It's got a chokehold on
And
them.
I think I don't even know the name of the person that wrote it, but I just know that they take bubble baths and money.
I think it might have been Lin-Manuel Miranda, the Hamilton guy.
That sounds right. And I think my nieces would think I'm like a hero if I wrote that song.
Yeah.
And that's all I want to be, is a hero to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really would be like so many young people, like little young people's idol dream.
I know, right? And I know I'm supposed to say, like, I'm a big fan of 80s rock and roll, so really anything like Heaven by Bryan Adams I love.
I feel like How Far I'll Go is a very noble answer.
Thank you.
It's a great soundtrack.
It is a great soundtrack.
You're welcome. Yeah. No, my favorite one is Shiny, the crab,
Yeah. And I've seen that movie probably 100 times.
Cool.
I don't know. I learned it on piano.
That's a great one, yeah.
I learned it on piano so I could play it for my niece. She's 2, and you should see her face when I start playing it.
Up.
Yeah, she's like, you're
everything.
Because I played it for her on my phone.
Yeah.
But then when I played it, the look was like, oh my God, you can make this.
Yeah.
You can do it without a phone. And I was like, I wish I wrote this song. Because then you think that's even cooler. Yeah.
That would be super cool. Okay, I know that's a very noble answer.
Thank you.
So what about if aliens came to Earth and they were like, human, okay, Kennedy. They know your name. I don't know how they know your name. Like, tell us, what album is the best representation of the planet Earth? Just one album. Yeah.
That is a hard. I would have to give them, is there an 80s rock and roll, like greatest hits? I might give them Elvis.
Okay.
I'm a big Elvis fan.
Okay. Greatest hits of Elvis?
Yeah. I love Elvis, but I'm also love 80s rock and roll, so it's kind of like, can I make them a mixtape? What if I made them a mixtape?
Well, now that we've got AI, you know what you could do? I'm just workshopping ideas here. You could get AI to sing like Elvis, but to have Elvis do a cover of 80s.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best representation right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah.
I think
they'd be pretty impressed with that. Imagine flying through the galaxy,
with
listening to Elvis's voice do Sweet Child of Mine. She's got a smile. Wow. That was the alien.
It would sound similar to that.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. If you were so there's a festival. It's a one-day festival. Okay. There's 5 acts. Okay, Kennedy is one of the acts. Who are the other 4 people that you would have, or bands? Who are the other 4 acts that you would have on your festival schedule with?
Brandi Carlile.
Excellent.
Thank you. Yeah, Boy Genius.
Excellent.
I love Maggie Rogers.
Okay.
And I'm really into Ryan Beatty.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
You gotta look it up. His new Calico record is probably my favorite record right now. It's on nonstop rotation for me.
Ryan Beatty.
Yes.
Batty.
Beatty.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Love it.
That sounds like, all right. Good.
There you go.
Good 5-act festival. It's one of those summer ones. It's like the afternoon. You go there, you bring your picnic wagon, your picnic mat and drink. Picnic wagon. Oh my God! Bring your wine and your cooler. That's what I meant.
That's what you mean. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. And this is a special one just for you. What is your favorite thrift store haul? Favorite thrift store item that you've found?
I have recently found a little green, almost like a flannel, but it's not. It's like a men's dress shirt that my friend and I cut to like be like waist length, and my grandfather had a shirt just like it.
Cool.
And so that was really cool to me to find that and then like make it something I would wear.
Yeah.
That's my favorite right now.
Okay. All right. Do you have a favorite thrift store?
Gosh,
brand?
typically I go to Goodwill.
Goodwill. Okay.
I mean, typically. There's like a few, like I like to hit like the random little ones in like towns I've never been to.
Yeah.
Whose names I cannot remember.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can find some real interesting stuff there.
Yes, you can.
Very, very interesting.
Different cities have like different vibes of things that they have. So it's fun to like cross city.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm a bit of a Salvation Army fan myself.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't think I have one of those up where I live.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's one on Venture Drive over by Santa Fe Mall.
Okay.
It's really, really great. Prices are excellent. Clothes are cool. Yeah.
I'll have to try it out.
So now you know. Actually, you know what? I don't go there because if you take all the good clothes, there won't be any left for me. Don't go there. You can go there.
Okay, I'll go there. Yeah, see, I live like North Georgia, so
Okay.
it's like it's pretty much Goodwill, like the Humane Society
Okay. All right.
thrift store, which is good.
Yeah.
Has some pretty cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And supporting good causes. We like that.
Yes, and I do love puppies.
Yeah. Okay. So do I. Oh my God. That was another thing I wanted to ask you. I saw on your story today there was a sausage dog. Do you have a sausage dog? I don't know if this is something that anybody who's a fan of the show knows, but I am like legit, no cap, obsessed with miniature Dasher. I have one. I want. He's a grumpy little old man, but I can't.
Really? Okay.
Tell me about your sausage dogs quickly.
Okay. Well, I have 2 full-grown ones.
Okay.
But the one you saw today in my story, that's my newest, and her name is Memphis because I love Elvis, and Elvis is from Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah. And my mom's a huge Elvis fan, so she named her. And she is 9 pounds full-grown, and anytime I play my guitar, she like takes one of her toys and sits in my guitar case. That's her thing. Oh my God. It's a day I just happened to catch the moment, so it's cool.
God, that's amazing. Okay, that just makes me so happy for you.
Thank you.
Sausage dogs are alive. Like, and now that I know that, don't be surprised if I send you random sausage dog memes on Instagram. Like, that's probably gonna happen.
Please do. They just make me smile.
You could have 5 million followers. I'll still be like, bro, sausage dogs for life.
Yes, I love them.
Cool, perfect. Well, on that note, on the sausage dog note, you have been an amazing guest to have here on the show today. Thank you so much for coming along and chatting with me. Can you tell the audience where to find you online?
Yes, I am like on all social media platforms under the same name. My name, OK Kennedy, OKAYKENEDI. Kennedy is spelled strange because my mom wanted to be special, so make sure you spell it right.
Yes, Kennedy's mom.
Yes, special. I'm special.
She wanted you to be special, or she wanted,
or maybe her spelling to be special. I don't know. But now people are like, I looked for Kennedy and the president came up, and I'm like, well,
nice one,
spelled different.
You tried.
Yeah.
Cool. So, OK Kennedy on
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. YouTube's a big one. I have a vlog. So if you like to watch vlogs, go to YouTube, look up OK Kennedy. I post 2 vlogs a week.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool,
all my adventures, including today.
And cool. Yeah. I'll be on there too.
Yeah, you will.
It's very cool.
And our drive here and wherever we go after. And
yes, make a little feature. Cool,
yes.
Cool. So make sure that you go and follow OK Kennedy, again, OKAY Kennedy, KENEDI, at all social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud.
Yes.
Deezer.
Yes.
Weezer, Schneezer, all of
yes. All of it.
All of the things. Apple Music, Spotify. Just go and get on it. And I hope you do see more followers.
Thank you.
After this airs. But thank you so much for coming and being a guest.
Thank you for having me. It was super fun.
It's been really, really cool. It's been a pleasure. You're a great person, and I've had a great time interviewing you.
Thank you.
And if you are another person out there who's watched this interview and thought it sounded like fun and you'd like to talk about your music and your artistry, you can find us at Vision One Media ATL on Instagram. You can reach directly out to me if you want to. It's Ellabeth, ELLABETH.music at Instagram. We're on Facebook. You can find us on our website, vision1media.com. We've got, if you want to reach out to us by Gmail, it's vision1social@gmail.com. And we would love to work with you. We'd love to hear from you. If you know someone who you think would like to be on the show, please let us know. Reach out to us. We can always talk about all sorts of artistry. We'd love to collaborate with any artists. But you've been an amazing guest.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And you've been an amazing audience, as always. And without further ado, Peace.
See ya.